defenders of Lesath. That was Seven Nation Ari, done in the style of Helldivers 2 by Boris Harazanov, epic version. I tell you, I am a massive fan of this man's work. He's got the Midas touch. Everything he touches turns to absolute gold, and I have been greatly enjoying his discography. There's quite a lot to cover this morning, so let's dive right on in. The top headline is how the Liberation Fleet and the Democracy Space Station are just beating the holy hell out of the Automatons. It's not even funny. Between stalling them out with orbital blockade and keeping them from advancing anywhere with Eagle Storm, Desi has cost the Jet Brigade multiple days' worth of possible advances, and it looks like the final chapter for this overhyped bunch of 56K modems is going to end with a whimper. They will not have managed to take a single planet. Sounds like a skill issue to me. Though there's the matter of Marfark, which an Automaton splinter fleet is trying to capture, most likely as a means to distract SEAF and lessen the merciless beating the Jet Brigade is taking, but that's not going to work. They will win the planet though, which I'm sure will be nice for them. Marfark is a small, snowy world located in the Andromeda sector with few resources, a sparse population at the best of times, and thanks to us holding Lesath, the crossroads to the Automaton Collective territory, it exists in a state cut off from Cyberstan in the Valdis sector. This wasn't exactly a winning move here, but one made from desperation. Make no mistake, the threat of the Automaton Collective is now vastly diminished. A few more days of us oiling our hands at their expense and we should be done here. Next on the morning news is something from the business community. Automaton forces attempted an attack on a refugee camp on Lesath, and for a moment there, things looked pretty grim. I was aware of the situation, but all Helldiver assets were currently in play. Fortunately, Gunvald stepped up with their own private military and engaged the collective military in a desperate bid to buy time for the refugees to escape. The 200 Infantry Regiment of the Gunvald military made a valiant last stand with the SEAF garrison there, and were slain to a man. But the refugees managed to escape the Automatons and their subsequent robotization. I know you can't hear me right now, but thank you for what you did, 200s. You will be remembered. Always. As much as I hate to follow up news like that with more bad news, I have received an intel report from the Ministry of Science who have confirmed the link between Illuminate activity and the disappearance of large swaths of dark energy from our galaxy. Every time the Illuminates succeed in an invasion, they appear to be siphoning off more of this exotic force. But the Ministry claims that the purpose of their actions remains unknown. By measuring space-time fluctuations, the Ministry of Science is able to estimate how much dark energy is being stolen. Trackers on all galactic maps have been updated accordingly. Yeah, we kind of knew all of that already thanks to Dunvald's astrophysics analysis teams. But it's good to know that our mother planet won't be taken completely off guard by what happens next. All signs still point towards a major assault on our territory happening this weekend, possibly on Friday. I do have some good news, however. We received a support update, fixes, buffs, solution to the dreaded crash head go explodey issue, things like that. First of all, the effect of toxic gases upon the hated enemies of democracy has been buffed from 6 seconds to 10 seconds. Nice, love to see it. There is also a small update here regarding the clearing of Illuminate dropships. As much fun as it was to stack pancakes, it was getting a little troublesome to move around out there, and this is a welcome change. This next one is huge. The Ministry of Humanity has added a clause to its principles of correct posture for safe lifting, now allowing Helldivers to jog while carrying large two-handed items such as barrels and SEAF artillery rounds. Nice. The FRV has been adjusted for better handling, and improvements to seatbelts and legroom have allowed Helldivers to deploy grenades and stratagems while leading out of it. Yeah, you see there, Battle Sisters? I'm not a bad driver. It's all the FRV's fault. The Planet 15 Loyalist got some tender, loving care, with its starting magazines increased from 2 to 3, and spare magazines increased from 4 to 5. The Loyalist is one of my favorite sidearms, and this is a welcome change. I will never complain about about additional ammo allocations. The TX-41 sterilizer received some handling buffs in relevance to crosshair and camera climb recoil, and saw the same increased status effect duration that other gas effects got, going from 6 seconds to 10 seconds. I adore the sterilizer, and think it works great in conjunction with guard dogs, so I am a big fan of these improvements. After hearing some Helldiver feedback, Arrowhead R&D has decided not to fix a bug for once. This one is in relation to the Siege Ready Armor passive, which gives more ammo to all magazine-based weapons, instead of just primaries as it advertises. The tooltip in the Armory and Warbond will eventually be updated, and the passive is being kept under observation to see if it causes any problems. But for right now, run wild with the extra ammo, Helldivers. Something tells me we're gonna need it. Now here's something interesting. The AXTX-13 Dog Breath has been reworked entirely. It starts off with the same increased gas status effect duration that all other gas effects got. Its targeting range has been increased from 10 meters to 20, and the targeting logic has been reworked to preserve ammunition by prioritizing enemies unaffected by the gas status effect. So the Dog Breath is going to roam from target to target, gassing and debuffing them rather than trying to focus fire them down. This thing just got a lot more useful on bug hunts. Not to mention dealing with the voteless. No need to gift wrap it, Command. I'm gonna wear this one home. Next up, there have been some buffs to landmines of different varieties. The MD6 anti-personnel mines, the MD14 incendiary mines, and MD17 anti-tank mines have had their cooldowns lowered from 180 seconds to 120 because of improvements to storage and deployment within super destroyers, which means more muttons for enemies and Helldivers alike to trip over. The damage from the anti-personnel mines was practically doubled, and the incendiary mines increased by about a third. Furthermore, the deployment spread of all mines has been increased by about 20% to minimize the risk of chain explosions. Yeah, I'd witnessed that myself. Once enemies bumbled into the minefield, they tended to set off the whole thing, wasting most of the stratagem. I'm a big fan of mines, both in offensive and defensive applications, so I just thrilled by all of this. Also, the SH-20 ballistic shield backpack can block melee attacks until it breaks. The slow blade no longer penetrates the shield. Aside from that, there are a number of bug fixes being wheeled out. Illuminate warp ships have been displaying some shenanigans when it comes to blowing up from grenades. Those are fixed. Health packs now fully restore all of a diver's stims. High damage weapons will detonate hell bombs on the map. The supply pack now properly gives stims to other Helldivers. Divers will no longer get stuck on the HMG or AT emplacements, and I think that's it. Oh, good patch, and just in time, too. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel. All we need to do is make good use of these improved tools and toys, finish whupping the Automatons into so many discarded limbs that it looks like someone threw an evil crate of potato head dolls down the stairs, and then get ready for the weekend. We've got the ships, we've got the weapons, we need soldiers. Soldiers like Commander Rod and Jarl Quicksilver. So call your friends, call your family, heck, call your enemies. We'll send them up to the front lines of the D10s where it's safe. It's gonna be all hands on deck this weekend, so get excited, Helldivers. We're gonna keep fighting, and we're gonna win. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.